Invitar is what we call a false friend in Spanish. It looks a lot like the English word invite, and it is invite, but it also has another meaning that is just as important and possibly even more common. And I would like to explain it today so that we avoid social confusion and embarrassing situations. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Daniel. Welcome back to my sofa in beautiful Barcelona. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today we're going to talk about the verb invitar in Spanish. Invitar is invite, like you're going to invite somebody to your birthday party. But it is also to pay for something at a restaurant or at a bar. Here in Spain we spend a lot of time, going out to restaurants, bars, and cafés. There's a lot of life in the street, as we would say. And that's just a fact of Spanish life. So you're out with your friends and somebody says, invito yo. Invito yo means I'm paying for everything, basically. You could say invito yo, the yo at the end. I'm not sure why. This is just something that happens in Spanish from time to time. You could also say yo te invito. Yo te invito is I am paying for you. I'm treating you, I think is what we would say in English. Yo te invito. You could say yo os invito. Os for vosotros. Yo os invito. Or os invito yo, if you prefer the os for vosotros meaning a group of people. All these are possible ways of saying it. And the implication is that, I am paying the bill. So that is important to wrap your head around, that invito often refers to who is paying, not whether or not you can come with me. So I've got a few more examples here. I could say, María, quería invitarte a mi cumpleaños. Quería invitarte a mi cumpleaños is I would like to invite you to my birthday party. A lot of times in Spanish, we just say cumple or cumpleaños to refer to the birthday party. Cumpleaños, of course, is just your birthday, but when you say, María, quería invitarte a mi cumpleaños, we understand we're talking about the party. The short form cumple also works there. In that case, we are inviting someone to come to an event, the same way we would use the word invite in English. But in Spanish, we also have the ambiguity. María, quería invitarte a cenar. In that case, it's a bit ambiguous if I'm asking Maria to come to dinner with me, or if I'm offering to pay. I would avoid using the word invitar if I'm not actually willing to pay for dinner, because it might be misunderstood and it could be super awkward if I say, María, quería invitarte a cenar, and Maria is expecting me to pay, and then I'm like, no, you pay, or whatever. That would be bad. So, just be careful with the word invitar for this reason. If you are talking about splitting the bill, you could say pagamos a medias, for example. Pagamos a medias is let's pay half and half. Let's split the bill 50-50. Pagamos a medias. We could also say pagamos por separado if we've got several people and each person is paying their own bill, I guess. You can say pagamos por separado. In the past, restaurants didn't want to do this. Now they're usually happy to do it because they have the credit card reader, and the waiter just walks around with a credit card reader and charges everybody part of the bill. But there are still restaurants that will refuse to do it. Anyway, you can say pagamos por separado and offer that way to split the bill between as many people as necessary. So in third person and in past, we can also talk about this. Paco me invitó a la fiesta. Paco invited me to the party. That sounds like we're just going to a party, not that Paco, at the party, Paco is certainly, providing food and drink, I guess. But yes, Paco me invitó a la fiesta, that's just invite like in English. If you say Paco me invitó a cenar, again, it's ambiguous. Is he inviting me to go with him? Is he inviting me to his house? If he's inviting me to his house, then, obviously he's buying the food at his house. Paco me invitó a cenar. If we say cuando llegó la cuenta, invitó Paco, that is pretty clear. When the check arrived, Paco paid. Cuando llegó la cuenta, invitó Paco. So la cuenta is the check or the bill at the restaurant, and invitó Paco means that Paco is the one who paid it. Notice the difference between invito yo, which is present, and Paco me invitó, which is past. The difference is the accent over the O in Paco me invitó. When you say it that way with the strong O sound at the end, that's the strong syllable in the word, that makes it past. Paco me invitó. The present and the past in this sense is very similar. The only difference is the accent. That is a longer story for another day, but it's worth keeping in mind that these accents are not just a spelling thing, they're also a pronunciation thing. They are important. We have a couple more. We have no me invitaron a la boda. That's past. No me invitaron a la boda. They did not invite me to the wedding. The they part is the aron in invitaron. The ending is what gives you the idea. It is they. No me invitaron a la boda. Finally, we have el restaurante nos invitó a una cerveza cuando llegamos. In that case, we're talking about the restaurant gave us free beers when we arrived, basically. They treated us to some beers when we arrived. El restaurante nos invitó a una cerveza cuando llegamos. In this case, I'm assuming we're getting one beer per person. Otherwise, you could say unas cervezas, no problem, in plural. El restaurante nos invitó al postre, if you want a simpler example. In that case, the restaurant gave us free dessert, basically. In this case, it's the restaurant, it's not a person, so I wouldn't even use, pay in English. They gave it to us on the house, is what that would be. So we've got some linguistic nuance, some pronunciation nuance, some spelling nuance with the accent over the O, differentiating the present from the past and the first person from the third person. Lots of stuff there. Also some culture and much more. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment with whatever your questions about Spanish or life in Spain are. I will probably be able to make some new videos next week, so I'm happy to help you out with whatever Spain stuff you need. As usual, from beautiful Barcelona, have a great day. Bye.